All right, hey everybody, welcome to Samco Workshop. Today we are going to build a shed. And no, I've never built a shed before. I built a playhouse, but I've never built a shed. But we have my shed here, my tool, my workshop. But I have this cement slab right here where something used to be. My house is 120 years old, and there used to be something here at one time. It's got a 12 by 24 slab on here. We're going to build a 10 by 18 shed and leave it tucked in and hidden in here. I'm going to take out this one tree right here. I'm going to shave a little bit here. The doorways are going to be here. Shed's going to come out from about here almost to the fence. We're going to just trim this up a little bit in here. But we, like I said, you know, I priced them out. They wanted $5,000 for one of these to be here, and they can't deliver it into here because of the fencing and all the stuff I got to take down and all that, the trees. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to build my own. I can build my own for probably $1,500 to $2,000, have it exactly my way. So we are going to build a shed today. So step one, I need to blow this off so that I get it cleared off a little bit so I can see what I got to work with. We're going to pop that tree out of there, and then we are going to, I already got my pressure washer tank filling right now, and we're going to surface clean this and make this all spotless. And then we're heading to Lowe's to go buy a bunch of 2x4s and get the process started. So the only tool I got to buy that I don't have is a framing nailer. And it's just because I don't want to run that many screws. I'm too lazy, and Harbor Freight's got them on sale for 89 bucks. So we're going to stop and grab a framing nailer and some nailers and make this happen. So we will be taking you along with the entire process of this, real quick and easy. But here we go. So, all right, step one, like I said, we're going to blow this off and just get that done. We got the steel blower. Things are just amazing. It always has been. They're just, I got a ton of them. I got them in my pressure washing trailer too. But just blowing stuff off so I can find the edges. Those are some extra Trex boards from when I built my deck. There we go. There's our clean slab. That is where that shed is going to be. Trimmed a couple branches that we needed to there, but that is all cleared off now. And now we head to the store and go get a bunch of lumber, and we're going to throw it in the back of my trailer, and which we got hooked up already right there. I'm leaving the pressure washer out, so I got room in there, but we're going to go load that up with a bunch of 2x4s and that kind of stuff and get cracking. Okay, here's my basic shed thought right here. We got the wood, we got all our wood right here, stuff like that, and getting ready to start working on things. But I'm figuring 7 feet here at the back end for the stud length, 7 feet there, 10 feet there, gives me a pretty good pitch on the roof on there, 10 feet across. That's I'm not going to use 2x4s for rafters. I'm just trying to get an idea here. But about that's what we're looking for. So we're going to start laying stuff out. Oh, okay. It's been 3 hours. Here's what we got done. And we have the 10-foot wall. This is the 10-foot wall. And we'll have the 7-foot wall back here, which is exactly what this is too. This is 7-footer here. And then so we'll have this wall. We'll have another one here. And we'll have one at this end. This is going to be doorway. I did, before I put it up, forget to put my extra joists up there. So I got to put those in too, but I'll wait till it's shored up a little bit better and I get the other walls. But we will cover that. This is where the 5-foot double door, so two 30-inch doors are going to be in there that swing open, that we're going to put there. We're probably not going to put any windows. We were thinking about it, and I did leave myself some opportunity to put a couple windows in here, where I could just trim between those. I could put two 36-inch windows in here, trim between if I want to, but you can see I still got to trim a little bit of trees, but it's buried in here. I mean, this thing is tucked in here pretty good, but that's what I'm looking for. And then our rafters will go from there to this wall, and then there will be short wall rafters on here that go up to that, same on this end. So this is basically it right here. Nail gun works like a champ, by the way, that one I just bought. But so I mean, this is what it looks like. Fills in this spot real good, hidden back here, tucked away. Look at it from out here. I mean, that's, like I said, that's 10 foot tall. And look, when you're out here in the yard, you don't even know it's back there. You can't even see it. It's completely buried. It's just gone. Now we will trim just a smidge right off of here so that it's real easy to get into this door. These couple branches will come off so we can come into these doors. But there it is. I mean, that's just you know, fantastic. Coming along pretty good. Wasn't too hard. I already ran, we're getting pretty low on wood. So obviously I didn't get enough wood, but I didn't take into account my extra framing for everything for the doors, the top part, you know, some of the stuff that you got to do. And I did do 16 on centers for the walls. On this one, I did 16 on center because of the fact that it is 10 foot tall. So I did 16 on centers here. Here I did 20 on centers, except for this end one, just because I screwed up. I originally had this 8 inches longer, and my intentions were to put this wall on the outside, but you can't do that, and and still match up with the trusses on there. You got to remember, I'm an idiot, and I don't know how to do this stuff. I don't build things. I'm not a carpenter or a contractor. I don't do any of this kind of stuff. So it's a live and learn experience. So you can actually still see the nail that I had to cut off with the Sawzall right here, because I had this wall in on the other side of this and this one going into it. You can't do that and have the rafters sit on there and there, so I had to pull that and move the wall in, and I ended up cutting off 8 inches to accommodate for that difference so that I can stay where I want on my cement pad. So you know, making changes as we go, but here it comes. We're rolling through it, and it's only 3:30 right now, so we've been rocking through it. We're gonna go to Lowe's and get some more stuff. No, I said I was an expert nailer, screwer. All right, here I'm marking for my bird's mouth cuts that I got to make right here, that I got to do. And these are my rafters. And I got to make this cut to get them to sit flat. I have a template one right here. I'll show you out there. But basically what I'm doing is using a circular saw and cutting into the top of the blade just hits here, because I don't want to go past it. And then so I'm cutting till I hit here, and then cutting up till I hit here. Then I'm finishing it with a hand saw right here like this, just so that I get nice, clean, perfect cuts. So I'm just using this hand saw just to cut out the little bit for the circular saw, and we end up with these right here like this is what we're after. Okay, perfect cuts like that on each end, and then what that does is allows it to sit like you're seeing. I'll go up on the ladder here and show you. You go up here. Ugh. So what we get is we get that kind of a set right there, and we have the same thing on that end, and so it sits in here, and then these will be tied in with hurricane ties, but that way the weight sits right on those right there. We're going to use 12 trusses total for 20-foot span. That's going to basically be, I think it was something like that. I'll have to double check. We're going to have a foot of overhang over there, a foot of overhang over here. So we're going to need, I think, 12 trusses total that we're going to have. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting ready to cut number 5. So we got to cut, we actually don't got to cut 12 because 2 of them are going to be hanging over the end. So we're going to cut 10 and then see how we look. But I've changed my mind, and I'm not going to shingle this because of the amount of work involved. We're going to just do a metal roof on this. It's going to be quicker, simpler, lighter weight. So I'm not going to, I was originally going to do 12-inch on center, or 16 on center trusses up here, rafters, but I think we're going to be more in the neighborhood of about probably going to be 20-inch on there. It's not going to be too bad, and like I said, we're not putting plywood and shingles and all that up there. All we're going to do is have those there, and then we're going to put some furring strips across there so that we can then mount the metal roof too, so it's going to be much lighter in weight. So like I said, I think I'm going to span those probably 20 inches, I'm guessing. We're going to see as it goes. I still got to put my studs in here and a lot of stuff to do on here, but build the end walls once we get those up. But we're just right now, because it's a crappy rainy day, we're just in the shop cutting these, because like I said, it's been raining on and off. We got a little gap right now, but it's been crappy and raining, so we are just cutting these out right now and getting them ready to roll. This is when you're too cheap to use a, too cheap to buy a tool belt. You use this. All right, here we go. We got trusses up, and we did those 20 on center. We are going to do, we changed it. We're going to do a metal roof, not a shingle roof now, but we got the trusses all up, so they are set. We still have to do all of our lines here. We got to, you know, do supports, stud supports in here. We got to do bird blocking between each one of these, you know, a board in between them. And then we got to put a few more studs in here, obviously. I should have did that when it was on the ground. I forgot all about it. Again, I'm new to this. I don't do a whole lot of carpentry work like this. I mean, just little putzing with stuff. But it's the first time I've ever tackled something like this. So total newbie. I'm sure I screwed up a lot of stuff that I'll probably figure out when it comes time to sheeting, because I did like 20 on center here, 16 on center on these two walls. And I'm probably going to run into issues when I put sheeting on here. Might have to add a stud or something. But again, I'm just winging it as I go. You know, it's not real complicated. It's pretty easy, but like I said, I'm no pro at this. But here's what we end up with. And then even you know, you can see how I put the hurricane brackets inside. I don't know, maybe I should have put them outside, but I cut those big enough for me to be able to slide my paneling up under there, hopefully, is what my intention was, so the paneling can go all the way up under there. So I couldn't put those brackets on the back side, so it is what it is. Like I said, it's mine, and here where I live at, we don't have any building code, so it's not, it, you know, kind of makes it a nice deal here. I didn't even have to pull a permit for this or nothing, so that makes it kind of nice. But next step, next step, got all the bird blocking that we got to do to put in there, get the studs on here, get the studs there and there, and then get this thing bolted to the ground with some mason studs. And then when we have that done, then we'll be ready to start doing the siding on it. So I'm done for today, because I actually have a couple meetings to do this afternoon. But we just got the trusses on this morning, and so it's right now 11 o'clock. I'm done for the day, and Saturday, tomorrow, we'll get the rest of we'll get the bird blocking in, the studs in, and then it'll probably be next week we'll start sheeting there. So coming along little bit by little bit when I can work on it. We've had rain for the last 2 days. So you can see it over there in the corner. You can see all the, you know, from it raining, still all the mud splash up and stuff like that. But so far, so good. I'm pretty excited. All right, it's late. We just got putting stuff away. We got our roof tin here, which we have not put on yet. But as you can see, I did get most of the walls are up. Okay, we got this side on here. This is that LP engineered, so it's like a hardy board, cement board on the outside, and it's like a particle board on the inside. But like I said, it's supposed to be really good stuff, so I got that. I do got to add a couple studs, because I told you I didn't do them on, you know, I didn't mind. Well, these are 16 on center, but anyway, you cut it. I got to put one more stud right there where I got that slot there. And there's one more that's got to go right here, because again, I'm an amateur. I don't measure shit that well, and you know, I mean, like I said, I didn't know that it wouldn't line up, or that was a concern. But you know, things I got to do, and one more stud right there. So it is what it is. Not a big deal, but 3 more so I can shore up these pieces here. One there, and one there, and there's probably another one somewhere else. Maybe you got to put in 5 studs somewhere, but like I said, I'm not really concerned about it. But we got bird blocking up. It is not nailed in yet, or where it's going to be at, but they're all cut and pieced, but I have not put them where they are, because I want to see how high my 1x4s are going to be and then position them. I'd like to get them out further away. I think I told you that the other day, but I want them further away so that birds can't nest on this ledge on the outside. So I want to move those, but I have all of them cut and basically in the positions they go. We got the sheeting up pretty much. I got to cut that corner off. I'm going to do with a Sawzall real fast. Sweet and easy, but we got a few more sheets that we got to put up here. And then we are done sheeting it. So hopefully tomorrow, I'm not going to finish sheeting it yet. What my priority now is going to be for tomorrow is to get a roof over it. With the sheeting on it, it's rock solid. It's shored up some. You know, it's not rocking or, you know, there's no movement to it whatsoever. It's dead solid. Can't move it at all. And that's what I wanted. So tomorrow, my priority is going to be running 16 on center, 1x4s all the way down this whole entire thing. I'm going to leave it with a 8-inch overhang on that side because with a 1-inch fascia on there, but 8-inch hanging over on each end with as 1x4 stringers. And then once I have all those on, then we are going to fill the gaps along these boards between the stringers with a piece of 1x. That way, again, no animals can get up there. Here we're in Georgia, we got snakes, we got all kinds of stuff here, and we don't want anything getting in through there. So I'll have the 1x's going across, and then I'll fill in the gaps with 1x4s, and then I'll fill it with a 1x2 in between them. And that'll seal off the ends, and then we are putting on the sheet metal. Once that's on and the roof tins up, then I will go ahead and finish these couple pieces right here. But I wanted some walls up to make it strong enough, and you know, so that I can be up there comfortably and not worry about this thing wobbling and rocking. So that's all done now, and so we are set there. But like I said, tin will go on tomorrow, and I will keep you posted on that. But this stuff's real easy. All I did was just, you know, I went horizontal with it because it was easier, you know, and we'll cover this gap that you have right here with trim. So I actually have trim pieces that go across there. These are my lines. All I did is, you know, what I did basically is I put them on here, and then this is where the stud was, and I took a level and drilled one in to hold it where I could see the stud, and then took a level and just ran it down, and then boom, 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 and put screws in there. And she's all sealed up. The back wall's completely done. As you can see all the way up. I know it's getting dark, sorry. But back wall's completely done, and again, we'll use some trim on this and stuff too to clean things up. I'm, again, not a pro, not a carpenter, you know, but I'm building it to last and be strong as can be. So that's basically where we sit at. We put the rest of the sheeting we had in my power washing trailer. That's why a lot of my power washing stuff is spread all over the yard because I needed the space in the trailer. So that stuff is in there, and then tomorrow, like I said, we started on the furring strips up there for roofing, so we'll be back then. All right, here we are. It is Sunday. We are getting ready to rock through the roofing here. I put my 1x4 pieces are on here all the way down, and got those on. I also put some little blocker pieces in here in between them to keep stuff from getting in there. I probably should have put those on the inside, but we're gonna have trim along here and everything too, so it'll probably look nice. But we got that on there, and here's kind of where we stand. Same places we were yesterday as far as siding, but we got the bird blockers. These in-between boards, I'm nailing them in as I'm going. So we're nailed in all the way to here. These ones have not been. I got my, they didn't have any one longer than 8 foot, so I got 1x4x8 going across there. There's 16 on center plus the extra one on the downside there, and the other one extra up there, but trying to keep this stuff blocked off pretty good. And like I said, again, I am no pro, but now what we're going to do is, since I got this part here done, now when I got to reconnect these, when I put my next pieces of board here and go across, I'm going to actually tack them to 2x4s probably. I know I should have probably cut them halfway through the center board and then put a nail in each one, but I just didn't trust that. As far as, you know, being edged, I had that stuff on my, my last garage. When they built it, they did that where they would take a 2x4, let me see here. So they would take a 2x4 like this, and with the plywood, they would split it and run half here and then half on the other side and nail it to that. And I just never really, I didn't trust it too much, and I'm probably wrong, but what I'm going to do is take a piece of 2x4 like this, and then right up inside of there, and then tack that to each of those furring strips right to this is what my plan is going to be. Probably not the best way, but it'll definitely be a lot stronger, and I'm assuming it'll be a lot better of a way to do it. So it'll be a little more time consuming. So I got one on the outside rows right there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows of 11 rows of stringers going on this thing. So Like I said, this is probably not the best way to do it, but it is the way I'm doing it. And again, because of I want the strength factor of it, and I don't mind taking a few extra minutes and doing it that way. So, and again, I'm also not a pro. I'm just building my own barn here is what I'm doing. So I'm making it my way. So that's where we stand now. We're going to go ahead and get the sheets up. All I did for that, these are what I'm using for the strips up there, 1x4 furring strips here are what we're using up there. And like I said, they're 16 on center. So what I did, 16 inches on these 4-inch boards means there's a 12-inch gap between each one. So what I did is wherever my bucket is, I went ahead and, because I don't even own a tool belt, so I've been carrying a bucket with me, but I made these right here 12-inch spacers. And so I made 2 of them. And so what I would do is once I hung one strip up there, okay, I got a strip up, then I would take these and I would fit these between here, such as this. I will show you. Let me climb up here real quick. So like on this board, when I had this one already set and I was getting ready to do this one, I would just put this spacer right up there, okay, and I might grab the other one, but put a spacer right in there between the 2 of them, and then nail this one down. But that way I didn't have to keep measuring and drawing chalk lines. I just did it that way as a spacer off of each one of these in between there, and it worked perfect. So again, everybody's got their way and their preferences. This is just how I'm doing it and how I've been building it. So keeping you informed, and now we're going to get some tin on the roof. All right, we're rocking through the sheeting. I still got to extend out my my furring strips here, my stringer boards over to there, but we've got most of it done. I do have a gap at the top. I wanted to make sure I had it good at the bottom, but that's okay, because I'm going to put, I don't know what, but I'm going to put at least like an 8-inch by 8-inch metal that'll go right over top of this, so no rain can get up under it, no rain will come in, and it'll cover the front. But there's going to be an 8-inch piece of tin that's folded over on this that goes down the whole front of the front of the rafters there. So I don't know what or how yet, but that's okay that I got this little gap on here. But I've been running all my screws, screwing it together. This is, just exhausting, because there's so many screws you got to put in, and you want to take your time when you're putting them in so that you do not crush these little washers that are on here. These things are stupid expensive, even for this, which is a 10 by 18 with a 12-foot roof on here. This took me it'll be 2 $50 packages, $100 in screws for these to do this roof. It's stupid, just straight up stupid, the cost of all this stuff. But coming along, and I bought the last 7 sheets they had. One was pretty beat up that you see, and I didn't even get a discount on it. Goes to show you how things work in the real world today. But it's coming together, and we're rolling right through it. But we're just going to keep right on working. We just did that one. Now we're going to do this stringer right across to there. Then we're doing that one right across. By me doing them one at a time, like panel by panel, I always see where my stringers are, and I know where my last one is, so it's real easy for me to drop one in here, drop them in, and just go right across, put one at that stringer, and it makes a line. I don't have to chalk line nothing. I didn't pre-drill them. I didn't have to mess with any of that stuff. Just sweet, simple, and easy, because I always know where the stringer is, and I know where my last one is right there. So it's pretty easy to follow these and make it happen. So we're going to keep at it. All right, here we go. Next morning, we are about 3 full days, 3 solid 10-hour days into this job already. The first part of that was broke up over a couple, but last 2 days have been nonstop, going. And now included in that time too has also been about 4 hours of time at Lowe's picking up parts and stuff like that too. We were there for almost 3 hours when we picked up the sheeting and the tin and all that stuff. It was a headache with them, but anyway, here we go. This is kind of where we're at. What we got to do today, we're going to anchor this thing down with those anchors I'll show you down there. So we're going to put those in. We need to add 1 stud right here for that, where those come together. We're going to add a stud there. That's 2. We're going to add 1 more right there. That's 3. 1 more right there. That's 4. And 1 more right here. I'll probably do something with it. 5. Again, that's because of my lack of knowledge in understanding the dimensions and how sheeting will line up with other ones. Again, I'm not a builder. I don't know how to do this stuff. So I'm sure, like I did do this wall here is, one of these was 16 on center for the most part. was 16s on center, except for where I thought I was going to put a window in, which was this one here. Is a little bigger, but like I said, so I made some changes. But like I said, they offset all my seams on there. It just is what it is. So I'm going to have to add a few studs into here to clean that up. I don't know if I'll actually even do full studs or if I'll do it, because I got a lot of scrap. You can see all that scrap 2x4 that's right there, all that stuff. Depending, I might actually just run like one right here, one right, run a couple of cross braces in here to screw those two, is what I might do. Same there, run, 4 or 5 quick cross braces. I haven't decided yet. This wall probably do studs, these ones, because they're simple. This one being higher up, I'll figure that out. I don't know. But again, the nice thing is here where I'm at, I don't have to worry about codes or any of that kind of stuff. I didn't even need a permit to do this. So, unique in that kind of sense. But again, I'm not a builder, so I got some of that stuff offset. Even my last piece of tin that I put on the roof would have stuck out too far, so it was nice though. I just backtracked it so it's overlapped over 2 of these ridges rather than 1. So that worked out very well for me. And we got to put up these pieces of paneling here, the piece of paneling up here, all across the top. We're going to close this in is what we're going to do now. You can see I use those little boards I was telling you about. I put in little boards between those to keep that sealed in well. And this is how I braced those pieces that were, where those were cut short too. Well, I just didn't cut them off and put them on a double stud. So I did that. So again, I am not a pro builder, but I did want it to be built to last for a long, long time. And that's how I did it. Even the sheeting, I put the full-size sheets on the bottom. The reason I did that, and I put them in with screws, is you can see I got them right at the edge of the 2x4 here as far as where they are. So they got a little bit of off the ground on there. But if these do ever rot out, I can swap out a sheet very easily. I mean, I don't have to, all I got to do is pop the trim off on the outside, take off this whole entire sheet, and then just put a whole new sheet right back on, screw it back on, and my problem is solved. It's not specialty cuts or messing with nothing. It's just real easy. So I did one full sheets all the way across the bottom, just for the simplicity fact of if, say, 5, 8, 10 years from now, if I get any of that stuff rotting out down there, even though I have it up to the edge, but if I do get any rot, then I can replace that pretty quickly. So that's kind of the thought process here. And again, like I said, I'm definitely no expert at this, but it's coming along real good. And yeah, that's our project for today. Finish off the paneling, get her locked in, get her set. We got it around here. We got a foot of overhang on this side and 8 inches on that side. I'll show you, but we go right down there. I know these are gapped a little bit, but that will be 4-inch trim on both sides, so I'm not too worried about that. I kind of knew that was going to happen either way. And these edges here will be trim on there. Tina's already got plans for all that stuff. We're going to build a door. I got to cut that root out right there at the edge. I got to get rid of that so my door opens. And, on this side, there's our overhang on this side. Actually, I couldn't go too much bigger because you can see I got a tree right there I got to be careful of. That tree starts moving around pretty good. I can't go any more. So that's all we get space-wise on there. But worked out well. Again, you can see I'm off a little bit. You can see not exactly true flush. It is what it is. It's okay. I'll deal with it. It's just one of those kind of deals, I guess. But trim will hide all that. I'm not an expert builder, but I did save a tremendous amount of money. So far, I bet I'm probably $2,000 in materials into this. Probably be about $2,200 when I'm done. It's built like a rock solid, it's built really, really well. It'll last a long time, and look at the size of this, okay? I mean, we are, we're almost 11 feet to the top of this thing. We got 10 and a half feet inside of here in height on this wall, 7 feet on this wall over here. I mean, we got a lot of space in here, a lot of room. So it's, it's a great storage setup. To have this built, I have no idea what it would cost me. But I know to buy one that was this size and way smaller with 4-foot walls on the outside was $6,000 to have it. And that, so like I said, I think we did very well on this. So we're going to keep rocking at it, and I'll keep you posted. All right, here's where we're sitting now. It's daylight out here. We're getting ready to get going, but we got sidings all up. Everything's basically done there. We got one door on here, one door sitting in there that Tina's getting ready to paint here in a few minutes. and get those done. We got the bolts in 4 corners. Actually, we got 5 bolts in all 4 corners. And you saw that on one of the videos I did on this review of this power hammer, or a hammer drill. Thing's awesome. We got one more right there too. So we got a few more of them to put in. And we are getting ready. That'll all be covered with trim when I do the trim on there. But we're getting ready to just paint around the doors so that I can put trim on the doors, so I can hang them. I got it one clamped on here, but I can't actually hang it until I have my trim pieces on there where my hinges are going to go, and the trim on the sides of the doors and the trim on the doors so my hinges can go across there. So Tina's going to quickly just paint this area and get this set so that I can work on that. And then in the meantime, I am going to put in and install our drip edge along this side here. We're going to put in drip edge on that side and tack down or screw down that lower section of roofing. And I got to figure out something for this side where this overhang is, and they don't really make anything for that that I saw that I was interested in. So I kind of got a twofold kind of idea here. I'm going to use these tin things that I bought right here at Lowe's. These are my drip edges for the back, these black ones. It'll be standard drip edge we're going to put in there. But I got these. They're 10 foot long, and I'm thinking I'm going to run one of them up the bottom of those from the 2x6s up like this on the front, and then run one down over top of it, which I'll show you. So we'll have one coming up this way, and then we'll have one going, see if I can spin this on my own here without bending it. There we go. And then we'll have one coming over the front going down to meet it. Like that kind of thing is what I'm thinking. So we'll have to play with that and see, but I'm trying to come up with some ideas that'll make that work for the front side of that. I'll show you whenever I figure it, but they don't make anything to do that. You know, they don't make a piece that's actually designed for that, or I could not find one anyway, because we got a sloped roof and then we got to drop down to these 2x6s here. So like I said, they got nothing impressing me as far as, you know, keeping that protected and waterproof. So we're going to come up with our own idea on that. So we'll keep you posted on that. All right, we just finished the edge. We got the drip edge in down there. We got this top plate on here, which seems to be working pretty perfect. And I'll show you on the bottom side when we stick the other piece under and trim it, but this is what it looks like on the top. And just screwed in, simple, easy, and that'll keep that completely rainproof. It goes, you know, these green panels go all the way up to the inside edge of that. So it should be pretty good overhang. And then we'll cover the faces of the 2x6s on the other side with another piece, but sweet, simple, and easy, and you know, all done. And then down here we got the drip edge in, the black drip edge. Kind of fighting the trees here, which you can see right here. We just used those screws, and same thing, just slid it right under and screwed it right in along there. Drip edge right there. Again, simple, easy, and if it's not right, don't judge me, because I am by no means a pro. Hopefully it keeps it waterproof and works good. So we'll see. All right, there's that awesome airless sprayer he just got done with, but it took him literally, it took him probably 10 minutes to do the whole shed, and then we had him do this one too, so it matches. We'll do the rest touch up with a brush along there, because that way, you know, the last trim work we got to do. I'm going to box frame these in with trim. There's a lot, but that little sprayer just rocked right through this stuff. Took 4.5 gallons of paint to do this one and this whole thing, but this is now completely sprayed and ready for the trim boards. This one half a door is just held on by clamps. The other door is actually laying right over there. Trim's going to be red. Tina's been painting the trim. We got a bunch of it, some here. We got a bunch of it there she's been working on and getting painted, set up. But look at that, sprayer got up underneath this thing, did fantastic, just made life for me 1,000 times easier using that paint sprayer, and that thing was just so quick. And you can see what I did here with the flashing on there, how I ended up one underneath the other. Worked out great. He actually sprayed it for me too. And they kind of kick out. I bent that under layer on there so that it pushes out from there for all rain, but they're overlapped perfectly. And like I said, it's going to work out fantastic there to shed water off there. So nice system on there, worked out really good. And that's basically a shed. Like I said, we're rolling through. Tomorrow I will hang these doors, and then I will start doing the trim work on there, and Tina will do the touch-up painting around this thing and get it done, and then we'll be pretty much matching and coming together. The drip edge, like I said, is in. He even hit that because it was black, but now it's got some nice brown on there too. But drip edge is in. Like I said, I'm so excited. That paint sprayer just made life so easy comparatively, that he had that rather than having to roll that and everything. Was $240 in paint for the 1 gallon of that, plus the 5 gallon bucket for everything else. But like I said, turned out real good. And like I said, I had him paint those metal pieces up there too, just so they're not shining. And so it worked out fantastic. It's coming together. It's turning into a shed. All right, quick update on the shed. We are coming together here. We're in trim phase now. We had my buddy, my neighbor here, come over and paint this with that airless sprayer, rocked it. He also did this whole one for us here too, so we've been working this stuff. We got Tina rocking out on paint and trim. We got Bella about ready to pop and spit a baby out any minute. And she got like 5 days to go, but we got trim being painted. Lots of trim boards to do. We trimmed up. I did some trim on the front of this, but he airbrushed or, used that airless paint sprayer to clean this one up a little bit. This one's going to have to be replaced here in a little while. This thing's getting kind of wore out here. So eventually 5-6 years from now. But this one is coming along, and we'll have trim here. We'll have all 4 corners will be double trimmed like this. Then right at this seam, there'll be another trim board, and right at that seam will be another trim board. And one that runs the peak down like that to meet those, so it'll be nice and clean. We got the double doors hung, so they are set and in position, and turned out really good. And then this will be trimmed as well too, all the way along the top. We got our metal up there, so that's all set. He painted all that for me, did a great job. And then we'll have the trim piece across here, and a trim piece that goes across that seam, so it'll look really, really nice and clean up well. And on the inside of this here, we have double doors. You can see here we got 2 door options. You swing this one open here, and so this is so like I said, we got a total of a 60-inch 5-foot opening on there, 2 30-inch doors, and done, made, set, and in business. And I got a light in here right now too, because again, this is mainly storage. There will be a trim piece across that up there, so I'm not worried about that piece there too. It's going to match the trim piece that goes across here, so that stuff will all clean up real nice on there. Otherwise, this is basically it. I have the anchors down. I still got to put in, I got all 4 corners plus that one, so I got 5 anchors in, and we're going to do another one here on this point, another one here on this point, and one more on the middle of that wall there. But like I said, coming together, we put a light in here, which is just a simple $10, like almost like a chicken house light, clamp light, with a 200-watt bulb in there. And when we need it, we can just, when we come in here to get stuff, let me just plug this in real quick here for you. It takes 2 hands. There we go. But when we're in here working, now we have total full light throughout the whole thing in here to be able to see what we're doing and how, how things are happening. But there it is right there. So it came together real good, working out real good. Tremendous amount of room in this thing. And going to be a perfect storage unit. So that's basically it. For the most part, I am done. The only thing I'm still going to I might show you to end this video will be when I have the last couple pieces of trim on. But for the most part, our job is now officially done. I would have been done already, but with trim. But we used a lot of that trim, like I said, cleaning this one up and the doors, and having paint this and trying to make that one match and look really nice. So but we've been coming together at it, and so we got this set up here. Like I said, let me unplug this real quick. Sorry, there we go. Just hanging that right there for right now till I get something figured out in here. But simple, easy, functional method of putting this together. And I got to put the latch on here too, the lock latch. Still got to put a lock latch on it, but other than that, we got our doors and our setup and our garage built in and tucked in. And as you can see, if this was closed, I got hoses and stuff there, but you know, now they match. So that's kind of what we're after right there. More trim obviously to do on this one still, but that is what we were going for, and we are excited. I still got to punch some more screws into these hinges. I just got that door hung, and we're just rocking right through it. But just taking 1x4 trim is all we're doing. This is just rough cut 1x4 lumber like this. You can see even, you know, the horrible shapes and stuff you get out of some of them. That's welcome to Lowe's. But we got those boards, and we're just painting them up. And those are cutting to spaces we need, and those are going to be our trim pieces. So sweet, simple, easy project. And when I have it all done, I will recap you on the total amounts. I'll add up the receipts, the details, and that kind of stuff for you, total time, everything like that for you here to end this in just a little bit. All right, that shed is done. It is finished. You can see it barely back there. I'll bring you in and show you, but we also did a facelift on this one here and just put some trim boards on the door to, you know, we painted it, put some trim boards on and that kind of stuff. But now this is all set, and we are done here. And this is this hidden garage, and tucked away. I will show you the outside and we'll show you the inside, but we got her set here and trim around there, that kind of stuff. Didn't do a whole lot of trim work back here, just one across the top, but she's all good, dialed in, set. Same kind of deal here. You can see the rafters, my edging, that's all tin, folded tin edging that's going to kick that rain out, hopefully divert it far enough out that I'm not going to get it under there. We'll have to see how all that pans out. And but trimmed in and set. And all good. And then the doors, we did double doors. These are 30-inch doors each. It makes 5-foot opening here, and I have it where I can open one without opening the other. If we want to just open this one to get into here, this will end up being mulched here is the plan. We're going to actually, those are just my door stops that I got sitting right there to hold the doors, but we're going to trench this a little bit more again for water, but we're going to trench right along that and get this cleaned out, and then bring it back to about where that tree is and have this mulched right here around this doorway, and that'll come in there. And then inside, there she is. Got our light right there, which all we got to do is just run the extension cord from there, and then just take this right here and plug it right into this cord, and we're set and good to go. Temporary kind of deal. Got my anchors in all the way around it. We got 8 anchors holding it down. I'm hoping that's enough. And but that is it. This is our 10 by 18 garage. I put some of the extra wood I wanted to keep, a couple trim pieces I had left, but extra wood just in here that way kind of thing. And there we go. Only thing I still have to do, I got to go get more caulk, because I did use a through the roof caulk all the way around the inside and the outside, hoping to keep water out. I don't know how well that is going to work. We're going to have to see, but like I said, if I did my numbers right, my overhang should extend out far enough that we should be good, and we shall see. But I did caulk, as you can see, all the way around both sides, inside and outside, with that through the roof caulking stuff. It's just awesome. But you see I got a good gap right under there. I mean, this is a 50-year-old pad. Maybe I should have built this differently and had it done something different, but we'll see. It's just, like I said, it's basically just going to have a bunch of storage racks and bins and boxes and stuff that's just stored in here. So we'll see. I'm going to do everything I can to keep it watertight. But anyway, got to caulk that edge right there, and then that piece right there. It's the only thing I still got left to do on here. But other than that, she is done and set, and that is officially a wrap on Project Shed. And now we'll go inside. I'll show you what it cost me, so you can see that kind of stuff and put that into perspective for you. So we got all that info, so let's go in the house and take a look. Be right back.